Distinguished visitors and honored guests, on behalf of Colonel Thomas Stamp, Commander of the 48th Medical Group, welcome to Royal Air Force Lakenheath and the 48th Dental Squadron Change of Command. I am Staff Sergeant Leanne Sangalang, and I will be your narrator for today's ceremony. We would like to take this opportunity to recognize some distinguished guests in the audience today. Wife of Colonel James Che, Mrs. Mayumi Che, and their daughter, Jocelyn. Wife of Colonel Clifton Bailey, Mrs. Kristen Bailey, and their son, Luke. The change of command ceremony is a military tradition deeply rooted in history and dates back to the time of Frederick the Great of Prussia. In that period, military organizations developed flags unique to their organizations with specialized colors and designs. When soldiers followed their leaders into battle, they kept sight of their particular unit flag as an indicator of the success of the battle. Seeing the importance of the flag, it was incorporated into ancient change of command ceremonies. Although the modern ceremony is principally symbolic and indicates to all present the authority of the commander who holds the colors. As the unit banner or guidon is exchanged, it represents the responsibility associated with the unit being relinquished and accepted. Today, Colonel James C. Che will relinquish command of the 48th Dental Squadron, and Colonel Clifton W. Bailey will assume command. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the playing of the British and American national anthems. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. It is my pleasure to introduce to you the presiding officer for today's ceremony, Commander of the 48th Medical Group, Colonel Thomas W. Stamp.
All right, good afternoon, and thanks, Sergeant Sangalang. Kristen, Luke, so glad that you could join us here. I know you're still getting over the jet lag and the journey and everything, but great to see you, and thank you for coming out for this. And Mayumi, Jocelyn, again, we see you quite a bit around the neighborhood, but thanks for coming out and supporting James in this. Really, really appreciate it. Colonel Camilletti, Colonel Stratton, Chief Sholkoff, my fellow group commanders, squadron commanders, chiefs, first sergeants around the wing, and Liberty medics, those who are watching remotely. Thank you for joining us today for this special occasion. We have an opportunity to recognize the transition of command of our outstanding dental squadron here, from James Che to Colonel Cliff Bailey today with this transition. It marks the last of our transitions this summer for command here in the 40th Medical Group and is a huge occasion for both families involved. Looking over the last couple of years, James took command of the dental squadron about the same time that I landed here and took over as the medical group commander. He had come up through the squadron, so he had knowledge and experience of the 40th Medical Group. He had an advantage on that, on me, but I wanted to highlight a couple of things. So in a few moments, we're going to present his medal. You're going to hear about the incredible work that he's done for making sure that the wing is ready. You're going to hear a little bit about his community engagements in that, and then we're also going to hear a little bit about what he's done in terms of the productivity of the dental squadron and how this dental squadron has perpetually punched above its weight in those areas. So we're not going to go into those things. I want to take a couple of minutes just to embarrass James for a minute, because for anybody that knows him, the moment you mention his name, start talking about him, he wants to crawl into a shell and not be part of it. He's that kind of person. And I really wanted to highlight three things. So first, James is a consummate servant leader. There was at no point during his command tour that he either came to me asking for things. It was always, what can he do for the command team? And in talking with all of the medics in the dental squadron, it was always reciprocal as well. He opened his heart and his efforts and all of his work to making sure that the dental squadron was running as smoothly as it could, day after day after day. So if you were looking for the example of a humble servant leader, you have one sitting here in the room. The other thing that I wanted to highlight was the culture that Colonel Che brought to the dental squadron. And dental is driven by serious metrics that are looked at the Air Force level. It's a readiness-driven squadron. There's not a lot of room within those boundaries, and Colonel Che is constantly evaluated through the dental channels on what his squadron is doing, and it even goes up, these are things that he reports to the wing commander on a monthly basis. Very, very seriously taken. Over the last 2 years, and especially over the last 1 year, I and a global pandemic have done everything we can to mess with James's rigid tackling of these things, and he has absorbed it all. He created a culture of accomplishment, work ethic, and taking care of the mission, but still was able to bring a flexibility and a culture of flexibility, of risk-taking, of taking chances within the dental squadron, which satisfied everything that I and the wing could throw at him through the dental squadron. That's a huge testament to your ability to lead, James, and we are going to miss you sorely. Now, the third thing that James brought to the table is not really him, it's actually Mayumi and Jocelyn. I wanted to thank you for being such outstanding neighbors, and thank you on behalf of Hillary for your friendship, your companionship, your care over the last 2 years. And I know that the two of you, Mayumi and Hillary especially, were very close confidants and covered a lot of ground, and especially over the last 6 months or so, trying to figure out how things are going to go from happy England to the transition back to the States. So thank you so much to you and Jocelyn both for all the support and help you provided the Stamp clan during your time here. All right. Now, with every change of command, you recognize the outgoing commander, and you talk a little bit about the incoming commander. Colonel Bailey and I have not known each other very long, less than 24 hours. I popped by to see him after giving him a few days to settle in with the jet lag. He and the family are quarantining, which makes all of this transition that much more difficult. So I'm working a lot on reputation with Colonel Bailey, and fortunately it doesn't take long in the dental circles to find out that he's an extremely highly respected and highly accomplished dentist. So if you look at his resume, a lot of time in Texas, a little time in PACAF, a little bit of time in New Jersey, but has been working in the readiness arena, been working in the education arena, and heavily in the operational arena. So we're excited for what he's going to do coming in for the dental squadron. And I wanted to offer a little bit of advice to you, Cliff, as well as to your family. This is not Texas. I know you spent a lot of time, but the UK is not. But there are a couple of things that I can point out. So 3 main tips. You're going to go through pickup truck withdrawal. They are not common in England, and you can argue whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. England does have accents, but they're not the kind of accents that you're used to. And depending on how thick yours is, you're probably going to really puzzle the Brits. They love to try to figure out where we're from when they talk to us in the States, as they know a little bit more about it. And then the last thing is that there are boots in England, but again, not the boots that you're thinking of. Depending on the context, you're talking about a soccer shoe or you're talking about a trunk. So be careful how you use the term boots as you get settled in over here in England. Appreciate the levity. Again, Kristen, Luke, Cliff, so glad to have you as part of our team. Very excited for what you're bringing to us here in the Dental Squadron. And I know that your team, the dental team, is really excited to have you coming into the seat. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Colonel Stamp. Please stand for the medal presentation.
What was the order?
Attention to orders. This is to certify that the Meritorious Service Medal 7th Oakleaf Cluster has been awarded to Colonel James Che for meritorious service from 9 July 2018 to 31 July 2020. Colonel James C. Che distinguished himself in the performance of outstanding service to the United States as Commander, 48th Dental Squadron, 48th Medical Group, 48th Fighter Wing, Royal Air Force, Lakenheath, England. During this period, Colonel Che commanded the Air Force's 4th largest dental squadron and led 110 airmen at 2 facilities while supporting 27,000 eligible beneficiaries. Under his leadership, his squadron dominated the Sharp 7 business plan with 75,000 patient visits, 222,000 procedures, and $26 million in care, enabling his clinic to be the 2018 and 2019 highest producing dental squadron in the Air Force. Furthermore, Colonel Che maintained a dental readiness rate of 98.2%, supporting 620 flyers from 4 wings, enabling 13,500 sorties and 3,000 deployments. In addition, he oversaw Lakenheath's annual International Dental Conference, attended by 64 airmen and Royal Air Force dentists, further cementing our partnership with our host nation. Moreover, Colonel Che's passion for education inspired his airmen to complete 5 college degrees, 3 board certifications, 3 technician certifications, 4 residency selections, a health profession scholarship award, and the first dental technician DoD mediator. Lastly, Colonel Che's leadership led to his team being recognized as the 2018 U.S. Air Force Large Dental Clinic of the Year and contributed to the medical groups receiving the 2018 Air Force Surgeon General Hospital of the Year award. The singularly distinctive accomplishments of Colonel Che reflect great credit upon himself and the United States Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Colonel Che will now address the command for the last time.
Thank you, Sergeant Sangalang. Good afternoon, and please allow me to echo Colonel Stamp's welcome to all attendees, especially to the families. Mayumi, Jocelyn, thank you, as always. Cliff, Kristen, Luke, definitely welcome aboard. Captain Gardner, I know you're out there. Sergeant Lloyd, Sergeant Del Mar, Sergeant McKenzie, thank you for making this event happen. And I wasn't planning on this, but Sergeant Bailey and Sergeant Stone, you know how I feel about you guys, so thank you very much for being here. Colonel Stamp, thank you very much for your kind words. Thank you also for your steadfast support of our squadron. Your calm, and if I may say, measured leadership has laid a foundation of trust throughout the wing, especially in our current pandemic. So thank you. Chief Wortman, Chief Leon, thank you for your guidance. It's well understood that our NCO Corps is the backbone of the Air Force. Yet this skeletal analogy, it belies and downplays the imperative and the impressive and vast pool of intelligence you guys bring to the table. So thank you. I found myself both humbled and honored to be here. But this is also a bittersweet moment for me. Unlike Cliff, the 48th Dental Squadron is my first command. And like some first-time experiences, it caused a myriad of emotions for me, from private dread all the way to public joy. It's been quite a ride, and I consider myself very fortunate to have had the opportunity. So thank you. Now to the men and women of the 48th Dental Squadron. Traditionally, this is where I list the various group, wing, and Air Force level awards that we won. Although they are all very important and well-earned, I won't do that. Instead, I want us to examine where we are now and where we should be or where we are headed, together and for the last time. You've heard me say that dental readiness is medical readiness. You heard me say that medical readiness is mission readiness. You've also heard it said that our primary job is patient care. All that is undeniable. However, I like to emphasize that it's not just patient care, but the delivery of consistently safe dental care. That qualifier cannot be taken as implied or assumed, but must be clearly articulated. This nuanced understanding is critical in continuing the proud legacy of the 48th Dental Squadron. We must embrace this culture of safety in order to ensure the mission effectiveness of the 48th, the 100th, the 352nd, and the 501st. So this is where we are now. This is also our vector for the future. So I charge all leaders, dental and medical, to continue to empower our people towards excellence, provide guidance, mentorship, and when necessary, course corrections. Foster the safe environment where their duty to speak is not hindered. Develop assertive airmen with confidence, with the ability to contribute to the conversation. Stay vigilant. Test our processes to the point of weakness. Re-examine traditional barriers, outdated concepts, and eliminate them if they're no longer valid or useful. For me, the line between operational and support function, it has always been distracting. I say we must all think and conduct ourselves as if our very actions directly impact the mission of the Air Force. Now, it's not lost on me that I sound like I'm not quite ready to let go. This is true. And it's been an honor to serve alongside the brightest and the best dental airmen in the world. My time with the 48th Dental Squadron is the highlight of my military career. And for that, I am sincerely grateful. Thank you all.
Thank you, Colonel Che. Ladies and gentlemen, you will now observe the symbolic portion of the ceremony, the change of command. Please stand.
Publish the order.
Attention to orders. Special Order Number GO 2019, under the provisions of Air Force Instruction 51-604 and Air Force Instruction 38-101. Colonel Clifton W. Bailey, appointed Commander, 48th Dental Squadron, effective 17 July 2020. Signed, Colonel Thomas W. Stamp, Commander, 48th Medical Group.
Sir, I relinquish the command.
Sir, I assume the command.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce to you, for the first time, the commander of the 48th Dental Squadron, Colonel Clifton W. Bailey.
Thank you very much for the very kind applause. Good afternoon. I would like to start by saying thank you to everyone who organized and participated in the ceremony today. Captain Gartner, Chief Leon, Master Sergeant McKenzie, Tech Sergeant Lloyd, Staff Sergeant Sangalang, and Staff Sergeant Delmar. Thank you very much. Colonel Camilletti, Colonel Stratton, Chief Shulkoff, and all the other wing and base leaders who are watching online, I appreciate your time as well. Colonel Camilletti, Colonel Stamp, thank you for your vote of confidence and the opportunity to lead your dental squadron. Colonel and Mrs. Shea, thank you for your service to and your leadership of the men and women of the 48th Dental Squadron. To my fellow squadron commanders and the group executive team, I look forward to our collaborative effort to propel the 48th Medical Group into the future and on to new heights. And to my family, my daughter unfortunately couldn't be here today. She is earning a living, so to speak. She is working a summer job in Texas, being a nanny, but she will join us at the end of summer. So Kristen, Sabrina, and Luke, thank you for always being there for me, and I always promise to do my best to be there for you. Whatever the situation we find ourselves in, always remember that we Baileys have each other's backs. I also want to thank everyone that's been keeping my family alive while we've been locked away in our house for the last week. To the Roundy family and the Mason family, thank you so very much for the food shopping and delivery. Thank you so much for the TV, the DVDs, and the board games that have kept us from just going out of our mind crazy bored. Appreciate that. Thank you for all the other transition help that you've supplied. It is all very greatly appreciated, and you have all been so very kind and welcoming. Even our key spouse came by, Carly Mattis, brought over some delicious banana bread the other day, and along with some other very kind welcoming gifts. We are very, very well taken care of, and you guys don't even know us yet, so thank you very much. You've been a blessing. And finally, to the men and women of the 48th Dental Squadron, it is an honor to be your commander. Your reputation precedes you. Individuals do not win Air Force and USAFE Clinic level Clinic of the Year awards. Teams do. It takes an amazing team from the lowest to the highest ranking airman, Big A, and I'm proud to be joining this winning team. It's really not all about the awards, however. Our mission is clear: to provide world-class dental care to the men, women, and children who call RAF Lakenheath and Mildenhall home. We also support the 501st Combat Support Wing spread all over the UK with specialty dental care. To my count, that's 4 different squadrons: the 48th, the 100th, the 352nd, and the 501st. Never forget that what we do is important. Never forget that what you do is important. What you do enables countless missions across this country and the globe, and it takes the entire team to be successful at this. You've heard it said before, there's no I in team. While I agree with the sentiment that no individual is more important than the team, there are, in fact, many I's in a team. It takes unique and uniquely talented individuals joining together to form a cohesive team. While no person is more important than the team, similarly, no person is more important than another. I ask each one of you to act with integrity, to serve others over your own desires, to display excellence in all that you do, and I promise to do the same. never miss an opportunity to make a difference. Never miss an opportunity to make someone's day better. It's an interesting time we find ourselves in. We are tasked to sustain our mission during a pandemic that is unprecedented in our lifetime. Your leadership team has you in a good position to move through this and to meet that challenge. I'm extremely excited to see how far we go in the next 2 years. Thank you for your service to your fellow service members and their families, and thank you for your service to your country. We are American Airmen. We will not falter, and we will not fail. Now let's get to work. Thank you.
Thank you, Colonel Bailey. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the playing of the Air Force song and the departure of the official party.